Oh my goodness. All right. Here we go. Hello everybody. Um this is Facebook has changed how they go live. So not quite sure how this works nowadays. Um let's see, I'm going to share this to some groups. There we go. Okay, so I've got some groups. And share. And hello, whoever's here, hello. I'm just waiting for people to hop on. This is an impromptu live about sacred relationships and twin flames and soulmates. So I am just sharing this to my groups, and the way this looks nowadays is very different compared to what live used to look like. So I don't know if I can even see comments. So here we are. So thank you. I'm Natalie. And I'm bringing in my higher self energy, Sophia, Marymagdalene. Lakshmi is here with me. Lady Nada's been with me today. Quan's been with me a lot right now. Not right now, but Sophia, Marymagdalene are here. Anyway, so I'm here. I'm just doing a live video, totally not planned, but here I am showing up. So this is for those of you who resonate with sacred relationships and want to know more about them, twin flames, soulmates, and also the dynamics of twin flames and what's happening currently in the collective for twins, and what I'm seeing with clients and in myself, and what's been coming up. And the soulmates do tie into this, so I am going to share about that. Okay, so and this is a bit of a vulnerable share. I don't like sharing my own stuff, but my guides are like, no, you need to share some of these things because it helps people to sort of understand, maybe there's a message in there for other people. So I'm here just speaking to you from my heart, very openly and just with a lot of compassion. So thank you for anyone who is here and opening your heart to my message and to that of my higher self and Marymagdalene and Sophia and everyone. So I guess I'll just get started with how this sort of came up. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. But today I was sitting outside in the beautiful sun. And right now I'm sitting with my foot propped up because I twisted my ankle yesterday. And anyway, we were talking, just reflecting about my own relationships and connections and twin flame journey and where everything is shifting now, because there's like a huge shift that's happening. And in a nutshell, we're shifting from sort of the first train of ascension, and it's like we're at this train station and we're recalibrating and regrouping and we're learning these lessons. It's like we're kind of like getting off the train of our life up until this point, and we're trying to say goodbye and we're not sure what to say goodbye to, and we're trying to see what do I need to let go of and where do I go from here. So there's a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of sadness and grief of whatever it is that we're letting go of. And we're recalibrating and regrouping at this train station of, okay, what's next? What's the next train? What train do I get on? Where do I go? And we're seeing this play out in our life in general, but also with relationships. So for a lot of people, that might look like, in terms of relationships, one relationship coming to an end and then shifting to another one. It might mean your mission is shifting. It might mean you're up leveling. It might mean that you are shifting your path. It might mean your mission is going to change. It might mean where you live changes. And it's a slow process. So you might be just in various stages of this. But in a nutshell, this ascension is one train to the next train. Not everybody's getting on the next train. Some people are going to stay on that original train of life and just keep going about their daily life and their cycle and their beliefs and their patterns and behaviors, and not really change because they don't want to let go of that comfort zone of the relationship that's always been, even if it doesn't really bring them a lot of, fulfillment, or the job that's always been, even if it doesn't bring them a lot of fulfillment, or even if they have like behaviors or beliefs or addictions or patterns or anything. They're just afraid to let go because that's what they've known, and I say they, but I speak of myself because we've all been there. We've all have beliefs and fears and programs, and it's hard to let go because we've known something all of our life. And how does this tie into twin flames? Well, when you have a twin flame relationship, that comes in and it activates you and triggers you. And the purpose, in a nutshell, of a twin flame relationship is that they come in and they activate you. They awaken your DNA. They activate codes. They trigger you, and they trigger the healing process. And this is really, really important. And not everybody's on a twin flame journey. But there's, a lot that are. And a lot that I'm connected to here in the community are. And I know I've been sort of not around as much on Facebook lately, but it's because I've been going through a lot of deep stuff over the past couple of months. So for those of you who may know, my twin came in and moved in a couple months ago in February, the end of February. And so it's been a big hill to climb and a big roller coaster of a lot of learning and triggering and activating, and a lot of wounding coming up. And it's been really challenging. And but to give you a bit of a background of how did I get to this point, and what train am I getting on next? Where am I going? What is Spirit showing me for clients, and just for the general, and what's happening in terms of the divine masculine. And for those of you who are wondering, where's my divine masculine, what's happening, are they going to come in, are they going to, to quote a lot of people, are they going to get their shit together, excuse my French, what's going on, with these relationships, what's the progress report. So I'll get to all of that, but to give you a brief background for myself of how I got to this point, and where I sit now. And there's so much unseen, right? But whoever's here, thank you and welcome. I cannot see who's here or see comments, so I'll have to look later, but hello. Anyway, so basically I had met my twin years ago, but we really had a full-on activation about 3.5 years ago. And we had a close connection for probably 10 months or so. A lot of activation of codes, a lot of triggering, a lot of awakening, dark night of the soul, a lot of beautiful stuff, a lot of alignment. But then things happened that just we weren't ready to be together, and circumstances just weren't lined up. And so we separated and had a full separation for 18 months. No contact, nothing. And I was shown that by Yeshua, by my guides, and I knew that was the right thing to do. I knew that he needed to do his thing and I needed to do mine. We both had to learn. We both had to grow. We both had to finish things out in our life where they were at the time. And even though it hurt, I honored what he needed to do, to take care of his responsibilities in life. Because that was by far more important than my personal selfish needs of wanting him there with me. Because on a higher soul level, we have to support one another's soul growth, because that's a purpose. It's a sacred relationship. And to define a sacred relationship really quick, that's basically when two souls come together in and it doesn't have to be intimate. It can be friendship of any kind, or a work relationship, or a family relationship. But it's when two souls come together that have a soul agreement, and you are, or even not a soul agreement, but you come together to help support one another's soul growth. So it might be a mentor, it might be a teacher, it might be a friend, it might be an intimate partner, it might be a boss. It could be anybody. So that's a sacred relationship. It's when that there's a much deeper meaning to the relationship and purpose. So soulmates are generally a sacred relationship, as are twin flames. Regular relationships are basically those relationships that are more ego-centered, or regular relationships without a specific soul reason or soul growth. It's just a relationship of function or necessity or need. So that's that definition. To get back to the other, so for me, like my twin relationship, there was a separation, and I knew it had to be there. I knew, okay, if I stay in this energy of stagnancy, of waiting or desiring or wanting, and where is he, and I need to do another card reading, and I went through all of that. Like, I need another tarot reading. What do the cards say today? What's going on? And what does my pendulum say? What does this say? It's like I did all of that, and finally it was like, no, this isn't right for me. And Spirit said, this isn't right for you. We're closing that door. He's got to go that way. You're going to go this way. This is what you need to do. You got to do all of these things. You got to learn these things, heal and grow, and get in your alignment and worry about you and stay in your lane. And he's going to be in his lane. And that's that. I said, okay, I made peace, close the door. 18 months went by, and knock, knock, knock. He came in. We got together, had a glass of wine, connected, got caught up in life. Had a really nice visit. And then since then, just on and off conversation. And I had told him, just as a friend, because I my heart deeply cares. Obviously, you deeply care and love them, and you just want to help support them in their growth and their path, and make sure that that you're there for them, kind of thing, if need be. And so I offered, like, if, you need me for anything, just let me know. Or if you need a place to stay, let me know. So he was going through a lot of changes, and he just said, hey, is your offer still up? I'm like, yeah, of course it is. I'm true to my word. Absolutely. So he came in and moved in as more or less as roommates. So I know this might pop some twin flame bubbles of expectations. And that's a really big thing and I didn't want to share this, because I'm like, I might pop some bubbles of people, of their expectations of a twin connection or union, or what it may or may not look like. So I haven't wanted to share this, but they're like, no, you need to, because it's educational. It helps people. I said, okay. So basically they said that, what happened was, I asked my guides, okay, what's the purpose of this? And they said, you're to help each other heal, learn, activate, and grow. And I said, okay. So he came in, and that's what we've been doing, to learn, activate, heal and grow. But it doesn't look necessarily of what you might think it might look like. So when he came in, it was a relationship based on, mutual agreement, friendship, cooperation, a degree of companionship, kind of thing. But basically, we weren't having any type of romantic relationship, if you will, if people are wondering, leading up to this. It was just out of the blue, hey, can I come in? I'm like, okay. So that's what happened. And he came in, and there was a lot of activating. He's got very intense energy, great energy, activated, me, and just conversation, just being close, making dinner, that kind of thing, right? But then the triggering started, and then that's where it's been difficult and bumpy. And so prior to this, I had actually prayed and asked my guides. I'm like, I need some help, in these ways, so I can be safe, so I can, expand and heal deeper, and learn and grow. And in order for us to ascend, we have to clear our karma. We have to clear all of our wounds, all of our beliefs, and all our blocks. We have to clear a lot. And one of the purposes of the twin flame connection is the twin helps us to ascend if we allow the triggering and the healing and the wounding to come up. And if we allow ourselves to look in the mirror at ourselves, at what those wounds are, and allow the twin to be the mirror to reflect back to us what those wounds are. So essentially, like what's been happening is in a period of time, the wounds that were triggered were a multitude, and it was basically everything that's left. So, and I'm just going to share these because these are wounds that everybody shares. We all have them because they've built up over lifetimes, hundreds of lifetimes, okay? And this lifetime, many of us are here because we want to ascend. And so many of us are going through so much stuff, right? And it's hard and it's painful. And sometimes it's like one thing after another. And, you know, working with clients, it's like, oh my gosh, this person had all of these terrible things happen to them. And they're still standing and they're still strong and they're still growing and learning and expanding. And, you know, and I channeled for one of my clients the other day. It's like, you signed up for all of these terrible things to happen to you. So those people would basically sign a contract to trigger all of this trauma, all of these experiences, the sexual trauma or the wounding or the abandonment or the betrayal, whether, you know, it feels like it comes from a parent or a partner. So it's all triggered, and the twin will often come in and trigger these things as well. So the triggering occurs throughout life, but we have to clear these wounds, okay? So when triggers come up, whether it's a friend, a family member, your twin, and most often it can be a twin or even a soulmate, that's because we need to feel that betrayal energy or the judgment or the jealousy or the whatever that fear is. We have to feel it in order for it to come up and for our guides to clear it. And I'm an energy worker, and they had explained to me last week that, and I said, why can't you guys just wave your magic wand and just clear everything? And they said, well, it's hard to find this stuff sometimes, in the sense of when something happens and something is triggered and we feel, Nicole Marie, I can relate. You're on the twin flame journey 3 years now. Yeah, same here, 3.5 years. Awesome. Thank you. So when you're feeling an emotion, so when they trigger, for example, my twin's been really, you know, busy doing extra jobs and busy and staying late with friends. And so I had, you know, my monkey mind was just getting the best of me, and I was letting it. And it was like, well, you know, where is he? How come he's not home? It's like, oh, is he with somebody else? Does he not want to be here? Like, what is it? And all of a sudden I had control coming up, jealousy, judgment, you know, abandonment, betrayal. It was like all of these things just flooded in. And I was like, whoa, wait a moment. What is happening? And I went through so many different emotions, but then my guides were like, okay, take a step back. What's the bigger picture? What are you really healing and clearing? So, I mean, I've been healing abandonment and betrayal between Marymagdalene and Yeshua because I carry that energy. So that's a big wound, and that's probably a whole nother video, a whole nother topic to talk about the Marymagdalene Yeshua energy. Oh, my heart. But these wounds have to come up and they have to be felt. Because when we feel them, it's like they showed me the other day. Imagine a vault, like a library of stored files. And you go to the library and say, excuse me, I'd like to take this book out. Okay, I have to go way up into that storage room, way back there, storage room F27, and it's in aisle B332, right? I'll be about a half an hour. I'll be back. So they, you know, go off their trolley and they go find whatever it is and they bring it out. When we are triggered by something and we feel that emotion, on the surface, we're going to see a person, twin or otherwise, acting in whatever way they are. And on the surface, that's what we see. We see this behavior. We see them not being there. We see them not listening to us. We see them not understanding us. We see them not supporting us. We see them not coming in to give us the love or the help that we need. We see them just maybe being absent, or just causing the pain, right? Whatever it is, not understanding us, not feeling supported. What are the wounds? Abandonment, betrayal, not feeling heard, not feeling supported, not feeling loved, not feeling like we're listened to, right? Those are like some of the really big wounds. So, okay, so we can judge that on the surface, but the ego is going to look at the surface. The ego is going to say, where are you? Why aren't you here? I need you here with me, kind of thing, right? That's the ego. When we can finally let the dust settle and go into the heart and into the energy and allow the higher self and the soul and the heart to guide and show us what really is this. Oh, this is a wound from 2,000 years ago, from, Yeshua and Marymagdalene, abandonment. This is a wound from 200 years ago, from another lifetime where this happened. Whatever the case may be, we may or may not know the details. That sometimes it helps to know the details, sometimes it's not necessary. Nevertheless, these things are coming up, and it basically, when we feel that emotion in the heart, it's basically like bzzz, coming out of the vault, and it's like a little elevator, and then it, boom, comes up through the solar plexus and the heart, and we feel a rush of emotions and an explosion of emotions, whatever that emotion is, whether it's grief or anger or sadness, many emotions, right? When that comes up, we're healing it and we're releasing it. Our guides can then also go in and say, okay, there it is. It's like an x-ray of lighting it up. There it is. I can help you clear it now because you pulled it from the vault of your subconscious into the moment now. Okay, so that's what it is. They're pulling it from when we're triggered. It's the twin saying, I'm going to pull that out of the vault for you, and I'm going to bring it here and now, front and center, so we can wash that clean and get rid of it. That's the trigger. The trigger pulls it from the back to the front and say, here you go. It is a gift, as much as we hate to admit it and we don't like it and it feels like crap. It's a gift, okay? So we have to honor that in ourselves and in whoever triggers us and say, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the message, for the trigger, for the love and the compassion. And I love you and I forgive you. And I understand it's not all about me or them or us. It's about the healing and the releasing and the growth. And this life is for my ascension and my growth. And every experience is about soul growth. Every experience brings us an opportunity to learn and grow. It's up to us if we see it through the lenses of love, unconditional love, compassion, grace, and growth, and say, okay, I see the higher perspective. And are we going to see it like that with compassion and love and forgiveness? Or are we going to come from ego and say, I want it this way. You need to be like this. You need to do that. You need to act like this. We have to understand that they are free and sovereign beings, as are we. We are here on this planet to be free and sovereign. And there's nothing more that shines a big spotlight on that than right now with COVID and feeling that our freedom and sovereignty are taken from us. We are understanding the value of freedom and sovereignty right now. We are understanding the value of what freedom and sovereignty is and what it feels like when it's taken, or the threat of it being taken. So imagine that feeling you have that you can't travel somewhere because of the rules. Take that and put it to this perspective of, say, a twin flame relationship. If you suddenly suffocate and limit them, or they you, if you were to feel suffocated, you can't go there. You can't go there. I'm putting all these rules on you. You have to fit in my nice, neat little box of what I think a relationship is or should be. Because in my mind, my morals, my values, my rules, my whatever, My expectations are this little box. Spirit is saying no. No more expectations, no more boxes. We're breaking free from that in our relationships. We're breaking free of the norm. We're breaking free of the past. When I said that we're getting off the one train and going to the next, that old train, part of that is a lot of the rules and the regulations of churches, of institutions, of society, of what relationships look like, what a marriage looks like, what commitment looks like, what love looks like. Okay? And it's been breaking down, right? We see a lot more acceptance of, say, for example, mixed marriages, of same-sex marriages, of open relationships, of, women just having their own babies or adopting. We see families in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and they're much more accepted now. And it's changing, and it's love-based, right? So at the end of the day, these relationships are love-based, and that's what it's about. It's not about an expectation, a vow, a commitment, or contract. Okay? So one of the things that I was really reflecting on today when I was sitting in the sun in the yard was, well, it was many things, but one of them was, let me back up a moment. So one of the things when I was coming from a center of control and ego, I'm just going to share my stuff, was I kept saying to Divine, I would love a relationship like this, 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 and this, and I kept saying the word commitment. And I'm very sensitive to energy now. And every time when I say a word that's in alignment, it feels really good and strong in my heart and solar plexus. If I say a word that, no, that's not the right word, that's not the right energy, I feel like this knot in my stomach. So every time I would say the word commitment, it's like my throat chakra just is kind of going, no, let it go. Right now it's about freedom. Right now it's about freedom. Right now it's about freedom, sovereignty, unconditional love, allowing for shifting and changing, allowing for soul growth and learning, allowing for love to be love in whatever shape that comes in, allowing for freedom in relationships and love, allowing for openness and love, allowing for sensuality and love, allowing for devotion and love. So when I asked them to go deeper on this, what they explained and showed me was that when love is based on love, when a relationship is based on love, a really pure, unconditional love where you are truly supporting one another's life, soul growth, expansion, support, whether this is a friendship, or more romantic interest, doesn't matter. But they said when there's that love, there's a strong bond. That love and bond is what hold the relationship together. It's the glue, right? Love is the glue. When you make a contract, an expectation, or a vow, what holds a relationship together, it's not on solid ground. It's gonna fall apart. It's not gonna feel good. It's gonna feel trapped. It's gonna feel entrapment is what they're telling me, entrapment. Let it flow out of my throat chakra. Entrapment. It feels like entrapment. Because we're putting expectations of you have to do X, Y, and Z because our soul contract says so. Or because you're my twin flame, you have to do this. I expect this. I expect marriage. I expect you to do this. I expect you to be home at a certain time. I expect, romantic candlelit dinners. Whatever that is. We can have those dreams. We can have those desires. And there's nothing wrong with having them. And asking Spirit, please send me somebody who I can share these things with and do these things with, right? It's about sharing. But we have to be careful how we frame our words and the relationships. Dropping expectations is really big. Now, we do want to have respect and honor in a relationship. We want to feel supported. We want to feel that we are seen and heard. But they're really just saying to go with the flow of the energy of love, of being in the moment, in the here and the now. And perhaps it feels like we're at this regrouping. Like I said, we're at the train station of a regroup reset where, okay, we might be letting go of a relationship or a marriage that we've had for a long time, or a belief or a way of living, or a practice or a habit that we've had for a long time. And now I'm sitting here at this station learning, I'm growing, I'm being activated. I'm getting my senses together of who I am, and I'm finding my bags. What do I want to pack on this next trip? Where am I going on this next trip? Who am I taking with me? Who am I not? What are the common values that I have with somebody else where we could go in the same direction? Who is in alignment with me, right? So then we look at the next train, and right now I'm asking, is it time to get on the train? They're like, no. And I think part of right now is also about freedom. So right now what's happening, what I'm seeing in a lot of connections is soulmates. And a lot of people have said that. I've asked for a soulmate. I've got a soulmate coming in. My guides told me a soulmate's coming in. So with the twins, what's happening, the divine masculine have so much patriarchal programming and wounding, and we have to hold compassion and space for them because we're both wounded for different reasons. The feminine is wounded because of so much control and suppression, and what's the word I'm looking for? Persecution over many, many years, thousands of years, right? And the feminine is finding her voice, and there's a lot of rage coming up. There's a lot of anger coming up. There's a lot of grief coming up. There's a lot of sadness coming up, a lot of loneliness. And the divine feminine knows what she craves. She knows what she wants. And there's still a lot of masculines that are running from the feminine, are afraid of the feminine, afraid of the power of the feminine or the roar of the feminine. Or maybe afraid of themselves. Remember that the way that it's been for patriarchy is men have to behave a certain way. They can't have fear. They're the provider. They're courageous. They're strong. They're the pillar. And they have this programming to act a certain way. And it's a more ego-centered energy, right? And so the feminine energy is soft, receptive, nurturing. And we're both having to embrace both energies. So the feminine is having to be more strong and have more direction and more confidence and having to be, a provider. And the masculine is needing to have more feminine energies, which is the creativity, the nurturing, the sensitivity, the empathy, the compassion, right? But if the masculine is afraid to be soft and emotional and any of the feminine virtues or energies, if they're afraid to embrace that and look in their own mirror or look in the reflection of another, whether it's a twin or all of us are mirrors to one another, firstly, okay? The twin just happens to be a strong mirror. All of us are mirrors to one another. But and I'm not saying this just in masculine, but in general, if anybody is afraid to look in a mirror at what is being reflected back, and the ego says, oh no, I'm going to stay right here in my comfort zone and keep doing X, Y, and Z because it's what I know and it's my comfort zone and it's where I'm going to stay. I don't want to grow. And they're staying on that first train. They're not getting off the train. They're not coming in to regroup yet. Some of them may stay on that first train. And this is both with twins and with ascension in general, right? Some of them are going to stay on that train and keep going and not get off because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to go in deep into the wounds. They don't want to look in the mirror. They don't want to feel the pain. The ego is saying, oh no, you can't be like that. You can't let go of that. You can't feel that. You can't be soft. You have to be like this and act like this. You know, it's so programmed for men of how to behave, and it's hard. So that has to be broken down. Women are much better equipped because women have always had to band together and support one another and come together in friendships and circles and communities and to help one another. And our emotions, basically, our feminine energy doesn't give us much choice unless we truly suppress it, but to heal the wounds because they come up, right? We feel them. So we're advancing. Many of us in different ways faster than the masculine. But so what's happening is because the feminine are kind of going up and the masculine, or not even just the masculine, those that are choosing to stay on the other train. And this isn't just calling out the masculine, it just tends to be more the masculine because of the wound I was just explaining. But those that are doing the work are going up, and those that are saying, I'm going to stay in my comfort zone, and the ego is saying, I'm holding it tight onto you. And they're staying on that first train. And then we're sitting here going, well, where's my partner? Where's my twin? Where's my beloved? Where are they? I want that partner to come in. And I'm up here, and they're stuck over here. They're going off in that direction, and I'm going up this way. And so there's this, going in different directions. This is the energy they're showing me. Some are going that way and some are going this way. They're just staying at a even playing field, and others are ascending. They're having me hold my hands like this for whatever reason. So what's happening is that soulmates are coming in because I got really angry at my guides, and I'm on the Twin Flame Council. My higher self sits on the Twin Flame Council, and I do work with twins, some. And I got angry and I said, okay, the whole purpose of Ascension is to anchor love, right? They're like, yes. Okay. Whole purpose of Ascension is to raise vibration of the planet, right? Yes. And love is the highest vibration? Yes. Okay. Wouldn't it be helpful for Ascension and our healing to have, loving, supportive relationships come in, whether that is a twin or any beloved? They're just having me use the word beloved. So it could be a soulmate, right? They're like, well, yeah, okay. Then can we allow for wiggle room in these contracts and relationships so that we can have love? Because my guides kept telling me on one hand, well, you're here in this lifetime to experience love. Great, where is it? Yes, we can experience it in every day with ourselves. First and foremost, we have to become love, right? We are love. Secondly, we experience and share that love with our neighbors and our family through compassion and grace, forgiveness, and unconditional love. And we walk the talk of being love. That has to come in before any relationship. Any relationship is self-love and holding and anchoring the energy of love. But I do feel, that having a loving relationship, especially the power of sacred sexuality and sacred intimacy, that's a whole nother topic that we can talk about. But that power of that energy is what helps with ascension. When twins come together in sacred love and sacred intimacy, that power is really crazy. Right now they're having me hold my hands this way. When soulmates are what's coming in for many. So there can be love, and it might be companionship, it might be friendship, it might be closer. It's going to look very different. It might not be what you expect. So what they're asking me to share and why I'm here is to be very open, very, I don't know why the word flawless is coming through. Yeshua. I don't know why Yeshua is saying the word flawless. To be flawless. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Yeshua. But to be open to change, to be open to different relationships, and just to experience love. So Yeshua is always talking about just experiencing love and being in the moment. and not having an expectation, not having an attachment to an outcome, to a person, to a contract, to a marriage, to anything. Not to say that we're not going to have that again, but for some, it's going to be different. So just take what resonates, okay? But it's for some, there's going to be different types of relationships coming in. So they're asking to be very open, and if you need to let go of somebody and it's truly not feeling right and you feel somebody else coming in, then allow that. If in your twin connection there is still a purpose for the activating and the triggering so you can heal and grow and activate, then stick with it. Do what feels right. Now they're also saying there may be both. There may be a romantic relationship with a soulmate coming in or a close friendship, but at the same time, if there is a twin in the picture, that twin may intermittently come in, connect, activate, trigger, but they're not necessarily aligned. They're going to come in, do their thing, and go out. And they're going to come in, do their thing, and go out. And come in and do their thing and go out. And that's what I'm seeing with a lot. And that's what Spirit is asking me to share, is this is kind of, it's like an electric plug. Plug it in, get a download, get an activation, in whatever way that looks, and then go out. But we can't hold on to that. It's not time right now. For some, it will be. Yes, you'll know when it's time. But if they're coming in and doing this and going back out, then you just stay in your lane, you do your thing, and you keep going up, you do the work. When the triggers come in, when the activations come in, release the resistance of what it's supposed to be, of how it's supposed to look, is what they're saying. Release resistance. Release expectations. Allow for the growth. Allow for the soul choice of what to do, is what he's saying, what Yeshua was saying. So yeah, allow for growth, because relationships have many reasons. Yes, love, intimacy. Beyond that, we learn a lot in relationships, and we're mirrors to one another. So if we stay stagnant and resist other relationships with a soulmate coming in, and we hold on to that twin saying, no, you're mine, I have to have you, you're the twin, and gosh darn it, and this is what I want. And then we have expectations when they do come in for it to look a certain way. And I've already shared what mine looks like, and it doesn't perhaps fit what some might imagine. And I'm not done sharing my story. There's a lot more to it, because there's more coming in. But in the here and the now, if your twin is either just not talking to you and they're off doing their thing, or they're coming in intermittently, you stay in your lane, you do your work, you do your healing, allow the mirroring. And if a soulmate comes in, then embrace that. You can still have interactions with the twin to come in and do this, okay? Now, what I'm also seeing is that for some, this first twin is a catalyst twin. Oh my goodness. A catalyst twin. The awakener. They're the one that come in and do a lot of the work, and unfortunately a lot of the dirty work. And then there's a soulmate that comes in to say, oh, here's a nice, easier relationship that just feels wonderful and supportive and loving and nurturing. And then for some, that might be where it stays. And then there still might be a higher match beloved that may or may not be a twin. That might be another soulmate. It might be the same soulmate. It might be a twin ray or a higher match twin flame, because we do have multiple, okay? We have several. So there may be a higher match twin that comes in. But right now, it's like for many, might be that initial twin. And then for some, that door's closed. For some, it's still intermittent. For some, this one is going to be the one. For some, they're going that way. You're here. You stay here. Don't go chasing. Stay here. Do your work. Do your healing. Do your mission. Do your alignment. And heal. And grow. And if you ask for a higher match, ask for the highest match for your best and highest good. It's always the best thing to ask Spirit for. Okay? And be open to whatever that looks like. And it might be several relationships. It might just be experiencing love and dating and having some fun. It might be a deeper relationship. It's going to depend on what you need in terms of your lessons and your growth. And so there might be these three, right? The first twin, soulmate, and then the highest match twin. Okay. So it's going to be very different for everybody. So this is kind of what I'm seeing. Again, everybody's story is unique. Everybody's experience is unique. I can't see into the future. I'm just kind of getting this rough glimpse of what it's going to be looking like. And what they're really wanting everyone to know, what you guys to know, is to go with the flow and allow love to be, and to not suffocate it, and to experience love, experience relationships, and allow a relationship to be based on a strong bond of love and devotion and soul growth, not on expectations or on a designated title of what type of relationship it is. We have to let go of that. And perhaps I'm here in a union of sorts with my twin because I did completely trust and close that door completely. I let go. Yeah, Yeshua was saying to share that. Okay. I completely closed the door on my twin. So if you feel you need to completely close the door on your twin, you close the door. Because I did. And he came back. I do also know that, well, I don't know what is meant for us long term. I don't know. I have my intuition, like I said, there's different things coming in, soulmates and then higher match. And I feel that's the case for us. And we've talked about that, and he knows that I help him prepare and heal, to be a better partner for a higher match for him, and vice versa. And so I'm learning a lot. No, it's not what I expected. No, it's not what I ideally wanted. However, I'm learning immense wisdom, and I'm growing, and I'm expanding in what I'm learning. And ultimately, what does a twin teach? How to be unconditionally loving and forgiving. And that we have to heal our wounds. And I'm healing. And you know what? That's a sacred gift that he gives. That's a sacred gift that he gives. No, it's not necessarily romantic dinners at night. We do have dinner together sometimes, and he's a great cook, and it's awesome. If you're watching, let's plan dinner. He's not home right now. He's out doing his thing, and that's fine. I'm just doing some healing for you guys, apparently. So whoever needs healing, please receive. This is Sophia's energy healing that I'm doing on you right now. What else? Yeshua, you got more to say? What do you have to say? No? Wounding? About the wounding. Okay, he has more to say about wounding. About healing the wounds. So I know partly why I'm here sharing what I'm sharing is because this is part of my own healing, part of my own path. These are a couple cards I had pulled earlier for myself. Show the world the real you and step out of your comfort zone. I don't know if it really matters, but this is my an amazing deck that I'm getting incredible guidance from, my Moonology deck. But yeah, this is me showing the world the real self and stepping out of my comfort zone. And I think this goes for everybody. Because Spirit is asking us to be vulnerable and authentic. And that means saying, no, my life isn't perfect. No, my relationship isn't perfect. No, my twin union isn't perfect. I'm sorry, it might not be the perfect cup of tea that you might have in your mind. But what's more beautiful than having a life where somebody comes in and helps you ascend? If that's why we're here. Right? If that's the goal, is to heal all the wounds and the trauma, and to learn unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness, and to hold the energy of unconditional love no matter what they're doing. and to just feel their love and their higher self helping you, because the love of their higher self is beautiful. You know, and among many others, he holds Yeshua's energy, so it's beautiful. How can it not be? How do I not see him or love him as Yeshua? He has a tattoo of a rose on his back since he was 18 years old, I think, something like that. Didn't have any idea why, what the relation of the rose is, but that is pretty profound to me. But the gift, I have an article I haven't published on this called The Gift. The gift is in the love. The gift is even in the wounds and the triggers. Not the wounds, but the triggers. That's where we learn. That's where the growth is. That's the compassion. Our soul grows and expands every experience. If we come in with easy peasy life and easy peasy relationships and no trauma, we're not learning. We're just not. And it's hard. It's Harvard, guys. This is Harvard. We signed up. Yes, we signed up for this. Yes, we signed up for the trauma. Why? Because it happened in a far worse way a very long time ago in a past life. And we have to clear it so we can ascend. We are compacting hundreds of lifetimes, if not more, into a single life. Now, we've done a lot of work already in past lives, but this is the rest. This is everything that hasn't been cleared and healed is now. It's now. And that's what we're doing. And that's part of the purpose of the twin. It's not necessarily a perfect, rosy, romantic relationship. It's the learning and the growth, the triggering, the activating. And yes, there is love. There's tremendous love. They lift us up so high. I didn't have most of these spiritual gifts. They were all dormant before he activated them. I mean, what a beautiful gift is that I can channel and do so many things. Like, I just opened up all my gifts. Not all of them, but several. And then this time around, he activated more. Who am I to judge anything, right? I have to honor his choices and his path and his growth and how he handles it in his way. I have to let go of control. And I know that was something, the control is something that I learned from my mother, and it's something that we all have in our family, and I've been healing on an ancestral. So a lot of times there's also ancestral wounds that are being triggered and that we have to let go of. And we have to learn surrender, which has been another big message for me and for everybody, is letting go of expectations, letting go of attachments. That's what Yeshua wanted to say. Thank you. Letting go of attachments. We have to let go of the attachment to the twin and allow them to be free and sovereign and to find their own way. And this came in through my friend Mel yesterday when I went out to Gimli. If you saw my beautiful pictures of the sunset last night, it was magical. If you haven't seen them, take a look on my page. A beautiful fuchsia sunset. Anyway, surrendering and letting go of attachment. We cannot do the work for anybody else. We all have to be sovereign. We all have to do the work ourselves. It doesn't mean we can't hold space and support one another or listen to one another. Absolutely, that's important. We need the human contact. We need somebody to hold space and to listen to one another. Because when we share and can safely, this is the key word, when we can feel safe, and that's what we have to do, is help one another feel safe. If we can safely share from our heart, our truth, our vulnerability and our wounds, without the mask, take off the mask, right? That's what I'm doing right now, is take off the mask and share our heart and our truth. No matter how ugly it is, we don't have to share all of our dirty stuff and laundry, but, vulnerably from the heart, our truth and our struggles. And when we can let go of attachment of what relationships look like, what our mission looks like, what our life looks like, and allow spirit to guide us. They can steer us to a tremendous, beautiful place that we could never have imagined had we controlled that ship ourselves. We have to let Spirit lead and guide us. And I'll tell you another quick little story. I, was fired from a job years ago for a ridiculous reason, and I hung on to a lot of resentment. But I was afraid to quit that job, and my subconscious and my heart and my higher self kept saying, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. And I'm like, no, I can't. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? I have to do this. I have to do this. I had control. I'm not going anywhere. Even if, I feel I need to go do this, thing over here for my soul, I got to stay right here because I can't do that. What are you talking about? I'm going to stay here. No, you're not. Gone. And so once I was able to see the higher picture of that traumatic event, oh, you did me a favor. Thank you. There comes the compassion, the forgiveness, and the love, and the sacredness, and the understanding. So that's the ascension process. That can be the twin flame process. That's the life process. We get moved. So we have to surrender and trust in these relationships and in the ascension process. So I'm kind of talking about two things in one here, but they're really tied in as one and the same. So here we are in the train station regrouping. And just take your time doing this, right? If they're still on another train, let them be on that train. Don't hold yourself back. Waiting. Make sure if there's a new train coming for you, you get on it. If it feels right, you get on. If you're just at the train station regrouping and learning and growing to figure out the next step, then be patient with yourself and compassionate with yourself. If you have to close doors and say goodbye to whatever you have to say goodbye to, whatever that is, even if it's just a belief system, let go of that and be in the regrouping. Center yourself, meditate, take time in nature alone, away from the projections and beliefs of others, so you can find you and yourself and who you are. Because you're not defined by a relationship or a job or anybody else. You're defined by you and your soul. So you have to find yourself and your soul and your heart and listen. And she or he will steer you where you need to go. And you have to trust, including jobs, including mission, including relationships. Let go of what you feel to believe is true, because there's a lot of distorted information out there, including on twin flames. Let go of what you feel to believe is true. Hit the reset button and the refresh button on yourself and allow new things to come in, new information, new guidance, new direction, new opportunities, new doors, new relationships, okay? It's like being at a dance. You might dance with one partner for a little bit. You might dance with one partner all night long. You might dance with this partner and then another partner and then go back to the first one. There's no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be a certain way. Let go of control. Drop expectations. And just allow Spirit to take the wheel. Jesus take the wheel kind of thing. And allow it to be. And just enjoy. We're here to enjoy. There's so much grief and sadness and chaos in the world. At the same time, there's so much beauty and love. Make sure you've got your eyes looking in the direction of love and beauty in the world and holding that and seeing that in gratitude and grace and anchoring that in, and that you're not taking all of your time looking at all what's broken. Because I see a lot of beauty. I sit, right here in my dining room looking out the window, and I look at all the kids going by on their bikes and the people walking their dogs and the mothers with the strollers and the babies, or the fathers with the strollers and the babies. And I see a lot of joy. I see a lot of embracing in the moment. So do that. Embrace whatever is on your path now. Embrace the love, embrace the relationship, embrace your children, your animals, your neighbors, your family, your soul family, your friends, your learning, your growth, your wounds. If you're hurting, love yourself compassionately through it and hold yourself. Just hold. And be with yourself in grace. If you made a mistake, forgive yourself and I'm sorry. I understand maybe why I did that. Where is it coming from? It's coming from a wound. Why? Go deeper. It's always more to what you see on the surface. There's always more to somebody else's behavior or your own, or a wound. Everything has deeper layers. I look at everything that's happening with COVID right now, and I can choose how I see it. I can either choose to be really angry. Why are all of our rights being taken from us? Why are these things happening? Okay, they're protecting us. Okay. Or, why are they forcing this? Why are they forcing that? It depends what side you're on. I just stay as neutral as I can. 0 point, right? Everything is 0 point, heart-centered. I see this as a huge opportunity for everybody to go deep within and learn and grow, and to be more heart-centered, to be more spiritual, to be more family-centered, to change, right? This is evolution. We're experiencing evolution in a very minute amount of time. A very minute amount of time. We evolve through change, not stagnancy, right? So whatever your belief is, and this is a totally different topic now, but it's coming out. So whatever your belief is of the whole COVID thing, whatever it is, doesn't matter. What I choose to see is the opportunity for the earth to heal, and already is healing with less travel and less air travel and less pollution. I see the opportunity of people coming together and supporting one another, and spending more time at home with family, maybe more time in solitude so you can find yourself and learn. For some, that's unfortunately been very difficult, and sad, and depression, and it's very hard. And my heart breaks for people who are, if you're struggling, please let me know. It's been hard, and I've been struggling too. But that's another reason why I'm here, is just to connect my heart and to share my love in Sophia's energy, and Marymagdalene and Lady Nada and Yeshua, Sananda, to share their energy right now. So just receive with an open heart and trust in yourself and your higher self and divine, that everything's going to work out in your favor and our favor. Everything happens for a reason. We still need to speak up and speak our truth, is what they're saying. But understand that sovereignty comes from within. No matter what's going on, if you feel like you want to, do activism work, then by all means do it. However, no matter what, stay in the heart. No matter what, have gratitude for the positive. No matter what, see the glass half full. No matter what. We don't have to be passive, but we have to be heart-centered and forgiving, and try to see a higher lesson, and also know, and this is what Yeshua taught back in his day, and it's one of the reasons why the Sanhedrin was so threatened by him and had him killed. Crucified. I shouldn't say killed. Wrong word. That's another story. Had him crucified. Is because he taught that sovereignty, that we have the power of God within, and that we are equal to him, and that, you shall do greater things than I. And here we are. We can. But we have to know that. He tried so hard, and he still does, for us to know our God, Goddess, self-power within us. We hold that same energy and power as him. The same potential, every one of us. We have that God spark in of us, as part of us. The sovereignty comes within. No one takes it from us. No institution, no rule, nothing. It's always within. So know that you have that sovereignty within you. And when we can sit in grace knowing this, and knowing there's a higher purpose to everything, and knowing our truth, and sharing it, sharing the message of love, of forgiveness, of whatever it is that your message you feel is your purpose and mission, as long as it's in alignment with your heart, not ego, then you do whatever you're guided to. We all have a different purpose. We're all different pieces of the same puzzle. You know, we're all here for different missions. We all play different roles, and we have to honor and support one another. I don't have to be like you, and you don't have to be like me. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. Every twin journey is unique. And that's what Ascension is about. It's about unconditional love, grace, humility. They're saying humility, compassion, and forgiveness. And just holding that space. And to finish up and line it back up with the twin theme of this video, what have I been talking about, right? Is the wounding. The twin teaches us this grace, this level of empathy, this level of inner standing, this level of compassion, this level of forgiveness and love. I would never have these skills and this skill level of being able to hold love and grace and compassion and forgiveness and understanding had it not been for the pain and the triggers that were brought in through mostly the twin and others. I wouldn't have this. If I had perfect, relationship and stayed married to my husband, I wouldn't be here with all this wisdom and knowledge being activated. If I didn't go through that divorce, I wouldn't have that understanding and lesson and empathy for the value of everything I learned from that to bring it forward and to say, wow, that wasn't as bad as what I thought. Maybe he, wasn't such a jerk after all. Maybe he really was a good husband. We just broke down here, here, and here. That was where the wounding is. This is where the strength was. Ah, okay, now I see it and now I understand. If we don't have these experiences, we can't come to the table later in life with wisdom. Wisdom is experience, right? So if we hold ourselves back from letting go of something and experiencing something new and different, and experiencing life or other relationships or multiple relationships, different relationships outside of the box, right? If we don't allow that, how do we grow? How do we learn? How do we expand? How do we gain wisdom? It's not from a book. It's not from an activation. They're saying sort of. Okay. Looking at my paintings that maybe you've seen in my Marymagdalene, Sophia paintings, they're kind of washed out with the light. I'm sitting sideways with my foot propped up with my hurt ankle on a chair. Anyway, the activations do bring in wisdom because they activate ancient wisdom in our DNA. Thank you. Marymagdalene saying that. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so I stand corrected by Mary. So the activations do bring in wisdom. They activate the ancient wisdom in our DNA and our chakras, right? So it does come in through the crown. So yes. But that wisdom is also related to the past lives where we've experienced many things before. And so the activations help us remember our healing gifts, our skills, the wisdom, high priestess, sacred sexuality, whatever that is from past lives. Okay, she's telling me that now. Thanks. So the codes come in to activate the ancient wisdom and knowledge. Okay. And then again, in this lifetime, but it's not just about everything we were before. It's not just, oh, well, I was this before this life and I was that before in this life. Awesome. Activate all of that library. However, in this lifetime, we still have to gain wisdom and learn and grow and do whatever we have to do in this lifetime. We can't just ride on the coattails of who our higher self is. And I was doing that for a little while with Mary. I can't just do that. In fact, I pushed Mary back so I could be Natalie a little bit more, so my Natalie human self could come up and be stronger and learn and gain the wisdom, and then my soul could come in also, with Mary and all together to learn and grow. So I actually did this dance back and forth with Mary and my higher self and Sophia of my human self saying, well, wait, I want to learn too and grow. And that's why we're here. That's the wisdom, that's the growth. So remember that in all of these relationships. Remember that when you're triggered. Every life experience, every lesson is about your growth and your expansion and your ascension and your healing. That's what this is about. So if you feel mixed up and confused and unclear about anything, anytime you feel that, come back to center, to your heart, into 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 your heart, she says. Just come back into your heart. And just take deep breaths into your heart and just feel in the moment and who you are in the here and the now. Not where you're going, not where you were, not who you were lifetimes ago, not who you were a week ago, not who you were a year ago. Who are you right now? And hold on to that. Carry that with you. Who are you right now in this space? As I'm channeling the sacred energy of Yeshua, Marymagdalene, Sophia, source energy. I'm channeling source energy directly to you. So in this energy, what do you feel and who are you? And how much compassion can you hold for yourself right now? How much forgiveness can you hold for others right now and yourself? How much clarity can you bring in to your path, to your purpose? Can you surrender to where you're going or who you might be with? Can you surrender and let go of that control to spirit and your higher self? Can you let go and say, Jesus, take the wheel. God, I trust you. Can you trust that where they're going to steer you and what they're going to bring you is going to be far greater than what your control and your ego could ever create, possibly? Can you trust in that? Can you trust in the higher self? Can you trust in divine, in spirit? Can you trust that they will work with your human self and your ego self to learn and to integrate? When I embody my higher self, it's an integrated process with my human self. She works with the Natalie self, the ego self, the inner child, the shadow. She works with all layers of me, and so it is with everyone when they go through the process of embodying the higher self, which takes a lot of work to get to that stage, a lot of growth and activations and chakra alignment. I can do a video on that another time. This video is already getting long, but the energy is so beautiful and powerful. I'm thirsting. Keep going. So I'm going to keep going. So if you've been here the whole time, thank you. Thank you for being here. So just take a moment to breathe and let's just hold the energy. You can put your hand on your heart, one on your belly, your solar plexus, and just feel the beautiful energy of Source to flow through, of Mary and Yeshua, Sophia, Lady Nada, Archangel Michael, Lakshmi, your guides. No, not your guides. This is all of my aspects that I'm channeling through you. Just allow the receptivity of my voice to heal you. If you're meant to receive activations through my voice, then you will receive. And just feel the resonance in your heart. The answers will be in the energy that you feel, not in your head, not in your mind. It's what you feel and whatever messages that come through your heart. Allow for the surrender of the energy to flow into your heart deeper and deeper, and just be guided. Just be guided by spirit, guided by divine, guided by my higher self to help you. Whatever it is you need, whether it's clarity or healing or activations. Greater understanding, greater compassion, greater direction. Just hold that energy and sacredness and come back to this at any time. Know that you have the ability to go to this space at any time, into your heart. You can call upon any of these guides or your own higher self to bring you to the source connection. Oh, my foot. You can get to this space too. You have to be open, you have to be willing, and you have to be trusting. You have to let divine guide you and be willing to face your fears, let go of resistance, and to feel. You have to allow yourself to be really vulnerable and to feel and be really honest with yourself. And that means being honest with everything good and bad. And to be patient. It's one layer at a time, one wound at a time, one lesson at a time, one step at a time. I think there's some light language coming through, so hang on. Sophia. Unkantiastanta aya kotiata aya. Kutiatiata aya kistanta a. Kianta aya untaya ashta an a. Kutia ashta a. Kianta a. Ku ayata. Ita aya a. Ita aya a. Kianta a. Kianta a. Istanta. Kintia a. Kintia a. Iata a. Iata a. Kutiata ashta utiata. Tianta ara utiata. Kianta aya. Aya a. Ora intia a. Ora intia a. Istianta aya. Istantia aya. Ayantia a. Utia a. Aya kanta a. Aya anta a. Kuntia ashta a. Ikantia a. Ikantia a. Upaya tata. Putpaya tata a. Ikantia a. This is Sophia. Kantia a. Kutia ashta anta aya. Kusht antia aya. Kintia a. Kientia a. Canta. Iata. Rataya tushtiantaya. Aratushtianta aya iantantaya. Kutia a. Kientia a. Ayasta. Ayasta a. Rantia tuatia a. Antuatia a. Isht antia a. Irisht antia a. I honor the Divine Masculine for all of his courageous effort and work in his healing. Beautiful. Any more? Ikantiata aya kashtanta aya. Iruntia aya. Irkintia a. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you. Is there any other messages? Just going to feel this energy for a moment and hold it. Yeah, they're saying just to hold it, anchor this in. So just feel that energy and that energy that came in and just hold and anchor that in. And I thank you all for being here. Thank you, Marymagdalene and Yeshua and Michael and Lakshmi and Lady Nada and Mother Mary. Hi, Mother Mary. And Lady Nada and Sophia. Thank you. I think they're finished. Oh my goodness. That was so beautiful and powerful. Thank you. Oh, hi, Sherry. Now I'm seeing Nicole. Difference between twin flame and twin ray. Twin flame, we have several. I think there's like 12, 6 female, 6 male. Because that's the monad. Twin ray is, we have one. Twin ray is what most people think of to be as the twin, where there's just the one. That's actually the highest match. Nicole, if you wanted to do a session with me, I'm more than happy to do private one-on-one. My website is empoweredsacredfeminine.com, and I do private sessions for guidance, readings, channeling, and healing. So I'm more than happy to work with you. You carry those soul aspects beautiful. Yeah, so if you're here and you're feeling aligned, then that's gorgeous. I'd be happy to help you in a session. My prices are half price right now, so for till the end of the month, and then after that I'll probably step my prices gradually up to full. I just looked at the time, it's 1:22:22. 1 hour is a long video. Yeah, thank you. That was beautiful and powerful. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a live video quite this powerful and deep. I almost don't even want to get off because the energy is so powerful and beautiful. And my guides, I was resisting this for hours. My guides were like, you need to do your live. I'm like, okay. Anyway, yeah, so my website is empoweredsacredfeminine.com. So check out my prices, and I have a lot of different services. So either healing or, either energy work. And it's really not either or. It's just we just go with the flow. So you can sign up for an hour and a half, and then we go with the flow. If you do ask for a reading, then I'll pull the cards ahead of time. If you want energy work, then there's going to be guidance, and with that, either way, there's going to be guidance and usually some channeling. So you took a deep breath. Yeah. Hi, Christine. Good to see you. Oh, when I took a deep breath, you took one too. Yeah. So you were really thinking. Yeah, Nicole, I feel that you were very in alignment with my energy and very guided. Yeah. No, I can feel your energy, and Yeshua's helping you right now, and he's working with you, and he guided you to watch this, is what he says. So excellent. So yes, you are here to receive some healing and activations from him. Yeah, my voice carries a lot of codes and activations, so anybody that's meant to receive is receiving through the video, more than just the message and the words, but just through my resonance. And it depends. My aspects shift in and out of, I embody many, several, but they shift in and out, and I'm like, who is this right now? Quan Yin. Oh, this is my Quan Yin self. Okay. So it comes and goes. I go from Quan Yin to Lady Nada to Mother Mary to Lakshmi to Sophia, Marymagdalene. Anyway, it's all fun. It's beautiful energy. So different people, need different codes, so I bring them through. But yeah, so my services, either one-on-one sessions, or I've got an intensive 9-week program that is my Empowered Sacred Feminine program, and it's really awesome because we go layer by layer into really deep wounds. And you've been here since the beginning and you never watch lives. Wow. Thank you for sticking it out. An hour and a half. My voice is beautiful. Oh, thank you, Christine. It's so good to see you again. I was thinking, am I going to do the same thing as last Friday and do free card readings? And they're like, no, not today. So, okay, we do a live instead. Anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, so I have a 9-week intensive program, and the sessions are turning out to be 2 hours, but that's really intensive, and we're going into layers of core wounds, mother wounds, abandonment wounds, father wounds. It's not really I mean, it can be mother-father wounds, but it's abandonment, trust, trauma, sexual trauma, letting go of attachments, past life clearing. We just go through a lot of stuff to kind of get through whatever is holding you back from either like a divine partnership relationship, your soul mission, connecting to your higher self, becoming your higher self. We have to like weed through so much stuff to make that connection, to clear a way for activations, to clear a way for our soul purpose, our direction, our mission, our purpose, to come in, right? Or, to feel safe again, to feel love again, to allow a loving relationship to come in again. Glad I found you live. Thank you. Normally don't see these. Oh, hi, Jody. Good to see you. Yeah, this has been the most beautiful, intense live video I've ever done. So if you're just joining halfway, when I post it, please go watch the beginning, because the whole thing has a lot of really powerful messages. Yeah, you have all those. Yeah, you have all those wounds and blocks. Then I encourage you to look at that program, because I have it. Now I'm going to be honest right now. I've got it at $649 Canadian, which subtract 25% for American prices. I'm in Canada, so it's I have really low prices. But the sessions tend to take 2 hours, so my clients are like basically paying extra money for a longer session, because they really need the extra deeper guidance, because it does take, because we're doing basically card reading, guidance, channeling, and energy work all in one session. So it's really deep. It's deep work, but for anybody that feels ready to do the work, if you feel stuck, if you feel blocked, if you feel, and it could be past life, it could be a belief. So the energy healing technique, I'm a Reiki master, but I don't really do the Reiki. I do it some, it comes here and there, but Sophia and the archangels gifted me this, what I term galactic energy healing, but apparently it's archangel healing. And it's when you're watching me with my hands like this, that's me doing my healing with Sophia. It's just a healing technique that I don't fully understand, that she activated in me. And it does a multitude of things, include clearing and aligning your soul blueprint. So I clear and align the soul blueprint. I clear blocks in meridians, chakras, nadi points, apparently. Okay, didn't know that. So I clear all that, but we also deprogram false programming. Reiki can't do that. I literally take the solar plexus out, and I'll be like holding it like this. And I might be doing this with one of you right now, as a matter of fact. Who knows? I don't know. But I take the solar plexus out, and not to be alarmed, sounds kind of scary, it's not. Each of your chakras is its own consciousness, and you can actually channel and have a conversation with any of your chakras, by the way, which is cool. I do automatic writing, so I'll actually, if I'm confused, I'm like, I'm going to talk to my heart chakra. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so this energy healing technique, it's done with all of the chakras, but mostly the solar plexus, which is where a lot of the beliefs and programming is placed. So we clear out, and it's like I call it a factory reset. So if you think of a computer that's been loaded with programs and programs and programs, some of them might be good, some of them might be bad or outdated. Some of them might have viruses. So what this is, it's like a factory reset of where we deprogram we clear it. We clear the blocks, including the cellular memory and emotional trauma associated with it. And then it goes back in, clear, fully aligned. And I had a client last summer who said to me, I saw a yellow ball of light removed from me and then put back in. And I was like, wow. So he actually was able to see what I was doing, which was pretty cool. But it's a very, very deep healing, and it's very aligning, because it's clearing the chakras, it's clearing the blocks, but it's also clearing the beliefs and programs and the cellular memory associated with it. And I also do integrative energy therapy, which also clears the cellular memory in the meridian points. So Reiki is like an overall energy that just flows through the chakras. And it's like a very cleansing, very calming, very beautiful, pure energy. The integrative energy therapy works with the meridian points, and it works with archangels. It was founded by Archangel Ariel, and that goes in where you trigger and activate 9 sets of meridian points, and you clear like trauma and cellular blocks, and then you instill positive energy. So it's kind of like reprogramming, DNA reprogramming, essentially, is what it's doing. So I just do a blend of energy healing techniques in my sessions, so it's really quite profound. And people are having some pretty cool results when you're ready and when you're open. So anyway, yeah, if anybody has questions, just check out my website. Send me a message or email. I am deep cough clearing since hearing your voice. So your throat chakra is being activated and cleared. Activated. You're getting a throat chakra activation for speaking your truth. You need to speak your truth, is what I'm getting, Janine. So you need to be speaking your truth. And that means being honest with yourself and honest with others, and integrity. Yeah. Uh-oh. I just lost my live. Oh no. What happened? We're having trouble. I just lost. Am I still live, guys? Can somebody comment? My camera is on, but I just seem to have lost myself. Huh. Okay. I'm not sure what happened. All right. Well, I guess that calls it for this video. You're still alive. We can still hear you. Oh, okay. On my computer, I have a black screen, and it says, sorry, we have trouble playing this video. Learn more. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna trust, because I don't see myself. I just see a black screen. I'm still here. Okay, yay. Then I'm going to trust and go with the flow. That's the theme of the message, right? Oh, there's the message, the hidden message. I keep getting, that word keeps coming up for me, hidden message. There's always a hidden message, and there's always something underlying everything. Isn't that interesting? So I just have to trust that somebody's getting this message and somebody sees me, even though I don't see me. So, that's an interesting message. Anyway, thank you guys. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Anything at all while I'm here hanging out on a Friday night with everybody? It just feels good to connect to people. So if not, then I'm gonna say goodnight, and thank you so much for being here. And just if you didn't get to watch the whole thing, then watch the replay. I'm going to upload this to my YouTube as well, as long as I can find the video. So I'll be sharing it. So awesome. So yeah, check out my website, Empowered Sacred Feminine, if you feel guided to work with me for anything. For some people, that might just be, even activations or anything. So you're welcome. Thank you, Christine and Janine and Jody and Nicole. Thank you guys. You guys have been here. The troopers, So awesome. So I am gonna say goodbye. I'm not even sure if I can even stop this video since, oh wait, here I see end live video. Or not YouTube, I mean, Facebook has really changed how they do these lives. So I'm gonna say goodnight. So bye everybody. Thank you and namaste.